What's going on, everybody? Andrew here with Mike Check Gaming. I just want to do a quick video to talk about the PlayStation VR here. Last week we had a video go up of Rob playing through the first level of I Expect You to Die, which I still stand by my statement that is probably the best PlayStation VR game I've played yet. There are a few I haven't played, but I've done almost every demo and every game I can get my hands on. Next thing I'm going to do is Batman Arkham VR, which I hear is fantastic as well. But I wanted to do a quick video about the VR, not an unboxing. Everyone's seen those, but like a novelty has worn off. Am I still using it? Do I still like it? You know, I've had this thing for about a month now. So I figured I'd go over some things that I've experienced, some things that are good, some things not so good, and just kind of go from there. So I will say off the bat, in the spirit of honesty and full disclosure, I do not have any personal experience with the Oculus or the Vive, so I can't speak to a comparison between this VR headset and those in any way other than price points, which I can say, I mean, it's just a fact that this is significantly cheaper to get into than the Vive or the Oculus. What I can say is using this headset is way more comfortable than I would have thought. I've had this thing on, I think my longest gaming session was 2 hours, 3 hours with this. And when I took it off, it was, I mean, a little sweaty, you know, messed up your hair, but comfortable. It didn't really get all that itchy. It wasn't heavy. My neck didn't hurt, which also helps with the immersion factor of it because you're not concentrating on the headset, so it's not distracting you from the game you're playing or the experience you're having within it. So comfortability, I mean, 8 out of 10. I'd give it a 9 or a 10, but I mean, you're still wearing something on your head, so it's a little uncomfortable just because there's something there, but it's by no means a distraction. It's light. It adjusts well. This padding is fantastic. It wipes down easy. I will say, on the construction of this thing, it comes across on the cheaper side of quality. I mean, you don't pick it up and instantly go, yeah, this is durable. I would be very careful with the expanding of this headset. Putting it on, it's really only thing that's stretching here is a rubber band, which seems like after a couple of uses, that's going to start to degrade and fail. I guess there's been some reports of that happening. Hasn't happened to me yet. It seems to be holding up well, but it just seems like an item that might not last very long. But other than that, I mean, it's holding together well. The lenses, I will say, get incredibly foggy and incredibly dirty very fast. So make sure you're using a microfiber to clean those if you do have or do get a VR headset. Do not use like a cotton towel or anything. There is a coating on the lenses that can be scratched very easily. So try to stick with a clean microfiber. Other than that, I mean, the cabling is nice and long, which is I was concerned about how far away you'd be able to get from your TV. I do not have the extension cable in here, but the cable that goes to the headset that is hardwired to it is it seems a little thin, and it likes to get kinked a lot. So anybody who has one of these will tell you, and if you do plan on getting one of these, I will warn you, there is no neat and tidy way to store this. It just doesn't exist. Even with this stand, I mean, you get this setting on here, but you still have this cable, which is about 5.5 feet, plus like a 10-foot extension cable that actually runs back to the processing unit right by your PlayStation. I mean, you got 15 feet of cable that even if you wrap it up neatly, it doesn't look clean. But I have noticed that when you wrap it up, I mean, even if you do the proper over-under technique, which if any of you know what that is, good. If you don't, learn it. These tend to get a kink in them, and then it seems like any kind of pressure on that, and if you break any one of these wires, you're screwed. There's been a lot of reports online I've seen of people who have this wire break. This is the number 5 wire. And It's like $150, $200 to get it replaced through Sony. It is not detachable. It's hardwired to the unit. That's probably my biggest concern and my biggest gripe about the construction of it. Other than that, I mean, it's a piece of technology. It's a piece of gear. If you treat your kit with any kind of respect, it's going to last you. I mean, obviously, don't throw it around. Don't toss it into a corner. I mean, gently put it down. It'll be fine. I don't think you have to worry about it. I do worry about the longevity of the elastic bands in here. I can't say they won't last, but they just seem like if something on this headset is going to fail, I would put money that it's going to be those. In terms of getting it all set up and operating, it's still working great. I'm using the original PlayStation 4. I do not have the Pro, and I can tell you that I don't have any issues with it. I've never had it crash. I've never had it hiccup. Obviously, you take a hit to the graphics because it's doing so much processing per eye, but it's accurate enough and the graphics are good enough that it certainly helps you suspend the reality that you're actually in and really commit to the experience you're going through. I've had everyone I know that's come over has tried this and is just blown away by how immersive it is. I don't think virtual reality is the sole future of gaming. I don't think anybody does. But I certainly think this is more than a gimmick and a novelty. I think Sony jumping into this is kind of proof to that point. If you look at the numbers for the VR sales, plus the numbers for Oculus and Vive, this is certainly something that's going to be around for a while. The PlayStation probably, from what I've seen, I can't really attest either way, the PlayStation setup, plug and play. The tracking with these Move controllers is pretty good. Some games are better than others, which would lend me to say that it's more so the game more than the technology. So I think that Sony nailed it. Some games do better jobs of incorporating that than others. I think the most accurate, Fruit Ninja, and then followed closely by I Expect You to Die, as well as, what was the other game? Oh, Tumble. Those three are fairly, like, almost scary good at times, and have the fewest hiccups. There are a few games. I haven't done Batman Arkham yet, but I've heard that has some kind of weird, like, jittery hands. If you look down at your hands in the game, they're kind of shaking a little bit. But those three, Tumble, I Expect You to Die, and Fruit Ninja are, like, perfect. It's kind of uncanny, actually. The charging stand does not come in any of the bundles. I would strongly just encourage anyone to get one because of the convenience factor. I mean, it keeps everything together. It's only one cable to charge everything versus having to have two USB ports out of your PlayStation, well, the only two actually, to charge the Move controllers. And one of them actually is taken up by the VR processor. So you need at least a USB hub. So if you want to charge anything, you only have one open port. So you should get a USB hub at minimum so you can charge both of your Move controllers, or just get the stand. I mean, this is the official Sony charging stand. You can get them a lot cheaper than that. It is what it is. It's a stand, but it gives you charging for both your units and keeps the other USB port on your PlayStation free. Downsides to this: motion sickness. A few people I know have experienced it while playing. Nobody to the point of vomiting or like truly sick, but my fiance's mother tried it, didn't feel too well after a while. I think she did about 45 minutes. So she was in there for a while for the first time. Rob got a little nauseous. My buddy Mike tried it, experienced a little bit of nausea after doing, he did the Star Wars Battlefront experience with the X-Wing, and then the Reign of Blood demo for Until Dawn. The roller coaster, some of that I guess made him a little nauseous. For myself, the first time playing, I did pretty good until I did Jackal Assault, which is similar to the Star Wars Battlefront, but Jackal Assault is the Call of Duty version of it. Mostly due to my own, apparently I thought I was an acrobatic pilot when I jumped into that. I gave absolutely no regard to the other airplanes or the, I don't know what you want to call them, spaceships I'm supposed to be fighting. I was just flying around like a madman and made myself pretty dizzy, which I guess is accurate to what would happen, but it's a little confusing to have all of your visual inputs telling you you're moving and your inner ear is like, no, I'm just sitting here, what's going on? So that got me a little nauseous. I will tell you the worst game I played in terms of motion sickness was Scavenger's Odyssey. I got about 20 minutes in and I thought I was going to throw up. I didn't, but that game was not one that I handled well. I will say those were all pretty early on. The more I played over the course of the past month or so, it's been better and better and better. So it is something that, at least for me, I've gotten used to. I've read that that is a common thing, and from some people I've talked to, that is kind of how it goes. So if you play it for the first couple of times and you feel sick, don't write it off. Do it casually. Play 20 minutes here or there. Don't force yourself into it because you don't want to make yourself sick, but it is something that you will most likely get accustomed to. You'll kind of get your VR legs, if you will, and have no issue with it. I will say what I found has helped is don't do it if you're really tired, and don't do it on an empty stomach. Those two things, at least in my experience, have seemed to kind of amplify the effects of the motion sickness or help it hit a little bit harder. If you guys have any questions about it, I guess they're now back in stock at most places, so people might be looking to go grab one. Go ahead and throw a comment down below. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that I have personal experience with. Other than that, I mean, $4.99 for the total bundle. I would do it again in a heartbeat. And frankly, I paid a little extra for mine because I bought a refurbished bundle that I actually had 4 Move controllers, and I had 2 cameras for a while. I sold 2 of them and the other camera, the 2 Move controllers and the other camera. Certainly a purchase I would make again. If you guys can swing it, or if you're even remotely interested, I would say find a place to demo it. I think there's still some demos going on, but it's a fantastic gaming system. It has some great couch co-op style games. My fiance and I have had a great time, couple nights playing this. One using the headset and the other one's with the controller playing on the TV. Either cooperative or against. They have a couple of games in the PlayStation Playroom which are pretty laid back, very similar to like Nintendo Wii style games. And then Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, which is a fantastic game to play with significant others. A lot of fun. Really works on those communication skills. It'll let you guys know where you're sitting. We did okay, not too bad, but there's a lot of yelling at times. But yeah, I would definitely say that this is a purchase that you should make if you can. But I would make this purchase again in a heartbeat. So again, thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back with a new video for you on Monday. That's the first video that Rob and I both will be in together. And then other than that, Rob will have one coming out next Wednesday, and I'll be back the Saturday after that, a week from today. So thanks for watching. Hit that like button, and please hit that subscribe button, and feel free to comment down below. Thanks.